Live from the Plymouth Canton Educational Park.
You're listening to Newsfile at 5:30 on 88.1 The Park.
I'm Sydney, and in tonight's news, Schoolcraft College gets ready to hit the ice, and pickleball may be headed to Plymouth.
Now, for the latest news that matters in your community.
Schoolcraft College is ready to hit the ice as the school prepares to add men's ice hockey to their field of varsity sports. The Ocelots will begin competing as a member of the American Collegiate Hockey Association. They will play as a Division II team and will be coached by Dan Phelps. The Schoolcraft program will be one of just a few two-year schools to compete in the ACHA. Schoolcraft College Athletic Director Patrick Yelsick says sports programs like hockey teach kids important skills they can utilize in the future.
Sports teach kids so many life lessons. If we're able to afford them that opportunity at the college level, even if it is only for 2 years, we think that they're going to be able to take life lessons after their time here is done that they can apply to their lives no matter what direction they decide to go from here.
The ice hockey season at Schoolcraft will begin in the 2024-2025 school year, and home games will be played at the Mike Madano Arena in Westland. More information can be found at schoolcraftocelots.com.
As pickleball continues to grow in popularity nationwide, a crowdfunding campaign sponsored by Plymouth Arts and Recreation Complex is seeking funds to bring courts to downtown Plymouth. Funds raised through the campaign would allow several tennis courts in Plymouth to be converted into pickleball courts. So far, organizers say they have raised over $30,000 toward their $50,000 goal. Head of Park's pickleball crowdfunding campaign, Pete Lamoureux, says the pickleball courts will allow Plymouth residents to play the sport closer to home.
It's great for Plymouth to be able to have courts downtown. So right now you'd have to go to Canton in the south, Ann Arbor in the west. You'd have to go to Livonia to play pickleball, either indoor or outdoors. And there was never anything in Plymouth, so people had to leave to go and play the game. That's the biggest benefit.
Park's pickleball crowdfunding campaign will run through January 14th. Donations to the program can be made at patronuscity.com/Plymouth Pickleball.
Continued fighting between Israel and Hamas tops our look at world and national news tonight. The Israeli military is ordering more Palestinian evacuations as it expands its ground assault to all of the Gaza Strip. This comes as Hamas continues to fire rockets into Israel. Over 17,000 people have been killed since the fighting began on October 7th. The U.S. Supreme Court is considering the liability of the OxyContin maker and its role in the U.S. opioid crisis. The High Court heard a challenge today from the Justice Department to last year's $6 billion settlement agreed to by Purdue Pharma. The bankruptcy ruling by a New York court shielded the Sackler family, which controlled the company, from further litigation. House Speaker Mike Johnson believes he has enough votes to launch an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Over the weekend, Johnson said the inquiry had become a necessary step. Republicans have indicated the House could vote to authorize the impeachment inquiry as early as this week. The Michigan Public Service Commission has approved the pipeline tunnel project for Enbridge Incorporated's Line 5 pipelines. MPSC Chairman Dan Scripps says they determined the concrete tunnel is the best option to mitigate the dangers the current pipeline represents. The pipeline were originally built in 1953 and run from Superior, Wisconsin to Ontario, carrying crude oil and natural gas. Enbridge has been fighting the Whitmer administration to build the tunnel after getting approval for it from former Governor Rick Snyder.
Dive into the worlds of Hollywood and Broadway this fall at the box office, where we bring Once Upon a Time and Happily Ever After straight to your radio. I'm Nadia, and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. I'll bring you the songs from movies and musicals you know and love, and ones you have yet to discover. Enjoy scary songs from your favorite villains, funny songs sure to make you giggle, and songs chosen by special guests, all right here on Box Office. Grab your favorite snack, a blanket, and step up to the box office every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 88.1 The Park.
Your place for Plymouth Canton Community Schools updates.
It's campus news.
The PCCS choirs invite the community to a winter concert on Tuesday, December 19th at 7 p.m. at Salem High School's Gloria Logan Auditorium. They'll perform holiday music along with other special selections. Tickets are $5 and will be available at the door. More information is available at pcepchoirs.com. Canton Township's Youth Advisory Council wants input from students ages 11 to 18 who live in Plymouth, in Canton, or attend Plymouth Canton Community Schools. The students will have an opportunity to shape youth development in our community. More information is available on the P-CCS website, pccsk12.com. The Park Players Theater Company will present a 1940s radio Christmas carol, a hilarious and heartwarming story of a theater company's attempt to broadcast their version of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol live over the airways. Show dates are December 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th at 7 o'clock p.m. in Salem High School's Gloria Logan Auditorium. More information is available at pcepparkplayers.com. For Campus News, I'm Chan. Your look at sports is next.
Football, baseball, basketball, hockey.
It's time for Newsfile at 5:30 Sports. The Plymouth boys basketball team escaped Zeeland East with a 2-point 55-53 win on Saturday to grab their first win of the season. Zach Jones led all scorers with 25 points. The Lions are back on track with a 33-28 win over the Saints in New Orleans. Jared Goff threw for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Sam Laporta exploded for 140 yards on 9 catches and a score. Amon-Ra St. Brown also found the end zone, while Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery combined for 116 yards on the ground. Detroit has won 4 of its last 5 games and sits first in the NFC North at 9-3. The Lions visit Chicago this Sunday. Jim Leyland has been voted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The former Tigers manager and World Series champion was elected by the Contemporary Baseball Era Non-Players Committee on Sunday. Leyland was the only member of the 8-person ballot to receive at least 75% of the votes from the committee members. The 78-year-old was a 3-time Manager of the Year and won 700 games with Detroit. The Red Wings wrap up their brief 2-game road trip tomorrow night in Buffalo against the Sabres. The Wings open the trek with a 5-4 overtime win in Montreal on Saturday. The Wings have won 2 straight and 5 of their last 6 overall to improve to 13-7-3 on the season. Michigan finished first in the final college football playoff rankings of the season. The top-ranked Wolverines will meet 4th-ranked Alabama in the CFP semifinals at the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. Second-ranked Washington will take on 3rd-ranked Texas in the other semifinal. The 2 winners will meet in the college football playoff title game in Houston on January 8th. In other college bowl games, Eastern Michigan will meet South Alabama in the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. For Newsfile 530, I'm Leo. Traffic and weather is next.
From M14 to I-94. Your look at traffic starts now.
Normal afternoon slowdowns have traffic delayed in Plymouth and Canton. I-275 has its normal backups through the construction zone. M14 is slow in the right lane after Sheldon Road, heading toward the I-275 interchange. That's all for traffic. Your look at weather is next.
88.1 The Park with your local weather forecast.
Clouds will continue tonight with an overnight low of 31. Look for periods of rain and snow tomorrow with a high of 37. Right now in Plymouth Canton, it's 36 degrees under cloudy skies. On your source for the best local news, 88.1 The Park. For Leo and Cheyenne, I'm Sydney on Newsfile at 5:30. Stick around. Box Office is next, followed by Plymouth and Canton's hit music.